another Chamley Channel podcast. My name's Clint Chamley, and I hope you're having a great day. We're going to talk about sports as always. If you don't know that, I don't know what you're doing. You obviously haven't been listening to the podcast, which is a mistake. It's a great podcast, best one there is. Anyway, we're going to start off NBA first impressions. Big one. The Lakers. Lakers blow a big lead to the Thunder. First of all, Thunder, they're going to be way better than people thought. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to be amazing. I always thought he was going to be amazing. I'm a Clippers fan, so I'm biased towards that, but he's an amazing player. He led that comeback. He outplayed almost everybody. LeBron didn't play. Don't know why. I mean, Russell Westbrook struggled. Yes, he had a triple-double, but he also had a quadruple-double because he had 10 turnovers. And he got ejected. I don't remember why, but he did get ejected with like 2 seconds left in the game. Really pointless. I mean, that's Russell Westbrook for you. I'm not a big Russell Westbrook fan. Other than that, I think the Thunder looked really good, and there's not much really else to say about the NBA season going on right now. It's pretty basic, just a beginning. So yeah, Russell Westbrook, quadruple-double with points, turnovers, assists, and rebounds. I think he had 22 or 23 points, and then 10 rebounds and like 13 assists, and then 10 turnovers. And got ejected. He didn't look great. He looks like he was trying to throw the ball to the other team. I don't really understand it. Don't know what's wrong with him. Don't know if it's the new team. Don't know if it's the LA. It wasn't a great look for the beginning of the season for Russell Westbrook. So hopefully he can get back on track. Let's move on to Zach LaVine injury. He has a left thumb injury. He's planning on playing through it. That's not good, in my opinion. He's playing because the Bulls are currently 4-0. By the way, the Bulls look amazing. I forgot I mentioned that. They look really good. They look like one of the most fun teams in the NBA to watch. Why not get it fixed? You're 4-0 already. You're off to a good start. If it's such a minor issue, it won't take long to recover when you're early in the season. Why not get it fixed so it doesn't cause much issues later on? I know he wants to play because he doesn't want the team to lose. He's all about playing. He's playing through it. I mean, props to him for playing through it, but I honestly think he should take some weeks off to let this recover, get whatever he needs done by his medical team. This is not something, it's too small to risk, especially this early on in the season. But it is his ultimate decision, and it looks like he will be playing through it. Moving on to the World Series, Astros-Braves, in case you did not know. I believe the Braves are up 2-1, or is it tied? Let me check that real quick. Should have came prepared, but you know me. Never prepared. Anyway, it's 1-1, and Game 3 tonight. I think the Braves will win this game. But sadly, I feel like the Astros are going to win the World Series. I don't know why. Can't tell you why. Braves looked really good, but their best pitcher's out, which we will talk about later. And the Astros have been looking good. A lot of people don't want the Astros to win. I personally want the Braves to win, but I think the Astros will. Astros are just a great team, great hitting, meh pitching, but great hitting. They got offense through the roof. So as I was saying earlier, Charlie Morton, don't know if I'm saying that right, he's injured. The ace for the Atlanta Braves. Apparently, he fractured his leg. Yeah, he fractured his leg, and he still got 3 more outs after he did it. That is very impressive. Don't know how he did it. I believe he got hit. Well, I don't know how he got 3 outs after it. I believe he got hit in the leg with a ball that was hit, and that's how he fractured it. But that's, wow. What a fighter. And that really sucks he's going to be out for the rest of the World Series. That's just another reason why the Braves are not going to be up to par to the Astros, in my opinion, even though I'm not saying if the Braves were completely healthy, my bad, I think it would be a lot different of a story, but they're not, and that's the unfortunate world we live in. Going to the NFL for the rest of this podcast, we're going to talk about some trade deadline news and predictions. Nothing exciting quite yet. Mark Ingram traded back to the Saints. I like that move for the Saints. That gives Alvin Kamara a break. Texans traded him. They don't need him. They got David Johnson. Even though Mark Ingram's better, the Texans don't the Texans want to lose. They're tanking, so it's a good move by both teams. Deshaun Watson. I think he's going to get traded by the trade deadline. The NFL is kind of like trying to not let it go through right now because he's got so many lawsuits against him, which, by the way, I don't agree with any of these lawsuits, but that's not something I'm going to get into. The Dolphins. Tua is not a bad quarterback. He's not. But he is not Deshaun Watson good. And the Dolphins have been off to a horrible start. I believe they've only won one game. It's such a bad start, and they just want to change something, especially when they were so close to the playoffs last year. And you can't blame them. And Deshaun Watson, it's not like they're trading a young quarterback for an old veteran whenever they have a young team. They're trading for Deshaun Watson, who's still very, very, very young. Like, it's a good move, and I think they should try to pull the trigger, especially now since Deshaun wants out so bad. You never know when you're going to have that chance to get him again. Quick look at fantasy. Cooper Kupp, he's been insane. He has been all year. I mean, he's just, I don't know what else to tell you. Cooper Kupp's been insane on fantasy. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett's value has dropped ever since the Russell Wilson injury. Geno Smith just isn't Russell Wilson. Can't get the balls out. Devontae Adams and Allen Lazard, hope he didn't start them because they didn't play. I believe they're both on the COVID list. What else we got? Kyler Murray plays good as always. D-Hop, he's probably one of the best receivers to be having right now. And other than that, it's pretty basic stuff, pretty fantasy-like. A lot of buys and a lot of injuries, so hopefully your fantasy team isn't too affected. The Cardinals are no longer undefeated. They lost to the Packers yesterday, and they had a good amount of injuries, I gotta say, and they still nearly won. They lost after A.J. Green decided to not look back for the pass. He just decided to touch on the defender or something. He just was hitting him. I don't understand what he was going through his head. But the Cardinals honestly should have won that game. They no, but I think this really showed that the Cardinals can hang with just anybody in the league, and they can do it dang well. But talking about the Cardinals, J.J. Watt's injured. He had, I'm not going to pull up the injuries. I read it yesterday. He's got a lot of stuff wrong with him, like torn bicep, torn pec, torn rotator cuff, torn everything. I mean, he's such a good player. He's one of the best of all time at the D-line position. But he can't stay healthy, and that's a big issue. He needs to be able to stay healthy. He's going to be out for the season. Cardinals are going to make the playoffs, so hopefully he can come back for that. But it's so unfortunate to see a veteran who's still really good. Like, he is still putting moves on linemen, and yet he has so many injuries. And by the way, when he got injured like that, he finished the game. It was like halftime before he got injured. He finished the game. I mean, he's as tough as it comes. So we're going to go on to the NFL recap. We're going to do last week because there's only been one game this week. The Browns beat the Broncos 17-14. Browns had a ton of injuries, still managed to pull it out. D'Ernest Johnson goes off, proves why he needs to be on the team, and that was impressive. What a story, D'Ernest Johnson, by the way. 27 Titans, Chiefs 3. I mean, they blew them out. Chiefs defense is trash. Chiefs offense isn't doing much better. Titans just can run the ball at ease, however they want to do. It's just Titans dominate. Titans are a good team. Last week, Packers beat the football team. Football team's very mediocre, not bad, not good. Packers, very good team. Only lost one game on the year. So, Packers, very good team. I mean, that was expected. Here's an exciting one. Bengals beat the Ravens 41-17. Absolutely dominating performance. Ravens, very good team. Very, very good team. Bengals, 1 seed in the entire AFC. Oh my God, the Bengals proved why they're actually a real team this year. They went from worst to first type of storyline. They were horrible last year. Jamar Chase is going off. Joe Burrow's back. He's back to need. The defense is playing pretty well. The offensive line is playing meh, but it's better than what we expected. Wow. They're one of the most fun teams to watch in the league right now. Their offense is absolutely explosive, and they torch the Ravens. The Giants beat the Panthers 25-3. Daniel Jones proved he's still a good quarterback in this league, and Sam Darnold proved he isn't. I had high hopes for him. I thought he was going to be really good with the Panthers. He was for 3 games, and then sadly they haven't won since. So that's pretty disappointing. I don't know what's up with him. Hopefully they can figure it out, and fix it. But Giants toy with him. Falcons beat the Dolphins. Yeah, Dolphins have lost to Falcons and Jaguars, I think, in the past 2 weeks. If not 3, it was 3 weeks, but yeah, it was the last 2 weeks. That's extremely embarrassing. 2 of the worst teams in the league, and the Dolphins have lost to both of them. In close games, but they still lost. And Tua played good, they still lost. So that kind of just, even when Tua's playing good, the Dolphins can't win. Patriots blow out Jets 54-13. That was expected. Jets are trash. Patriots are good, especially against young quarterbacks. I mean, just went to town on them. I don't know what to say. Mac Jones is looking really good. Probably runner-up for Offensive Rookie of the Year right now behind Jamar Chase. Zach Wilson doesn't look very good. And, Patriots blow them out. Damian Harris is on my fantasy team. He did pretty good. Raiders beat Eagles 33-22. A little closer than you would expect, but still, Raiders are a good team. Eagles aren't. Jalen Hurts, still a good player. Underrated in my opinion. Derek Carr, very underrated. Rams beat Lions 28-19, and the Lions put up a fight and a half. They came out with everything. Fake punts, random onside kicks. They were leading the Rams for a while, too. The Lions are the worst team in the league. They've yet to get a win, but wow, did they come out saying, hey, we got nothing to lose, and fight for it. Rams are one of the best teams in the league, so it just wasn't enough. But Rams proved they can come back from a deficit, although Rams good team, Lions are. It really sucks to see the Lions lose. You can't help but kind of cheer for them. Buccaneers blow out the Bears 38-3. I mean, it wasn't even Justin Fields' fault, but he just couldn't do anything against the amazing Buccaneers defense. Tom Brady toys with him. Leonard Fournette's been having an amazing year. I mean, there's not much else to say. Cardinals beat Texans 31-5. That was last week. Texans suck. Cardinals still are one of the best teams in the league. So, I mean, there's not much else to it than that. Texans actually did get a safety, though, in the first quarter and led 2-0. And then it was 17. Cardinals outscored the Texans 17-3 in the second quarter, and then scored 14 in the third and fourth combined, while the Texans didn't score again. So, we're going to move on to the Colts 49ers. Colts beat the 49ers. Carson Wentz looked like a really good quarterback. A lot of people have lost faith in him. I haven't. I think he's a good quarterback. He just plays awful sometimes. 30-18. 49ers defense is struggling. 49ers offense is struggling. It's more to the 49ers secondary. They don't have any coverage. They got good rush, but they don't got coverage. And it sucks to see. It really, really does. But Colts, not really competitive this year, but they are showing that they still can beat good teams. Saints narrowly beat Seahawks 13-3, one of the probably worst games of the year, in all honesty. I mean, Saints should have blew them out, knowing the Seahawks don't even have their starting quarterback, and the Seahawks defense is really, really bad. The Saints are the most inconsistent team in the NFL, and you hate to see it because I'm a big Jameis Winston fan, but they're so inconsistent. But they did beat them 13-3, managed to pull it out. And then, as I already said, Packers beat Cardinals 24-21. Cardinals should have won it. They didn't. Stuff happens. It's unfortunate, but good game. It was a really good game to watch. Really fun. And that's going to wrap everything up. So we talked about sports, of course. Talked about all this basketball, baseball, and football, like always. It's a great time of the year right now because NBA's back, middle of the NFL, World Series is going on. What more can you ask for? Anyways, I'll see y'all next time. This was Clint Chamley. Gotcha. Anyway, and I'll see you next time. See ya.